Alright, hello everyone. We are back for Honkai Star Rail Sunday. And then, well, I did remember that we do need to read the cards. I have retained that thought. We're going to do it first. Just going over a couple of stuff quickly. The Fate event, the limited time rewards are ending soon, so make sure that you get those. If that is something you are interested in. As you can see, let's not actually do that. Alright, as you can see, I'm not really interested once I got past this bit, so I'll just let those time out personally. It is a long-term event, so you do not have to worry about it going anywhere. Per usual, these characters got upgrades to be still useful in the current meta. Origami Bird Clash, the newest chapter, is also the limited time rewards are timing out soon, so make sure you get those. It is last couple days of Firefly's banner before we get the new patch, and so you can also get Blade and Jingliu if you would like. And then Memories of Chaos did reset, and as you can see, I got to 31 out of 36, so I did pretty good, personally, I would say. And then when it comes to did that bird say 0 points? Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I've never seen him say that. Anyway, distracted immediately, guys. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So I did my normal stuff that I do for the dungeon grinding, as you can see. We're at 73 there. I did get a new area finally in Golden Gears. I still have not beat level 5 difficulty, but I did at least get a new pass, so that was exciting. And we got to interact with Mythos and whatnot. So I would say so far so good. And then, like I said, I did get to 31 out of 36 in the Memory of Chaos Forgotten Hall. So pretty good altogether. Let's go to our achievements. In Simulated Golden Gears, unlock 60 dice faces. Like I said, I did finally get like a new area, so that's why that unlocked. And then we have a message. Oh no. I don't like that this is called bye. Partner, by the time you see this message, I should have already started my journey to my final destination. Unfortunately, I still haven't read most of the books I bought that time at the Grove. Among them, there's one named Legend of Celestial Skies. The plot is full of twists and turns, and I strongly recommend it. I read about how the protagonist conquered all obstacles and was about to fight the last monster, and then I ran out of time. I heard that the ending of the story is beyond expectations. When you have the time, read it for me. After we find a way to defeat Irontomb, let's bid farewell under the stars you talked about. When that time comes, please tell me how it ends. When I was reading that book, I even carved a wooden sculpture of the hero in the story. It's really cool, you'll love it. I'll give it to you the next time we meet. I can't start this stream by crying. That's too much for my emotions if we start this stream by crying. Oh my gosh. Really, game? Right at the beginning, you have to do that to me? Anyway, so let's teleport to somewhere in Amphorius so that I can... Oh yeah, the other thing we need to do. Where is it? I think it was here. This one? Question mark?
It's still early. Where to now?
This one. Okay. There was also like you could interact with why do I always forget her name? Cyrene. Oh my gosh. I even want to pull for her like when her banner comes out. And then we have the new book where it's now a computer interface. So I did remember that we had to read these. We'll stop at Finons because of the fact that Finon already made me almost cry, and so we will end with Finons. Okay, so this is, I think her name, how you say, is Sidra. So let's see hers.
Who would win? A young girl emerging from her sheath and showing her edge, or a tyrant who has emerged victorious from 100 battles? The black and white legions squared off on the battlefield, golden and crimson blood converging into a coursing river.
The leader herself actually dares to step forth and face peril?
The tyrant charged toward the exposed gap in the king's flank, and instantly fell into a trap of raging flames and iron rain.
On the board, the king too is but a chess piece. If the king does not lead, how would any dare to follow?
She lifted the king of the crystal pieces high, as though proclaiming the ascension of a new king. Who would win? The holy city that has stood for 1,000 years, or the foreign city-states invading from 1,000 miles away? Hollow hatred ignited the flames of war. The besieged walls of dawn tottered.
Only a miracle can save us now.
The cowardly elders barred themselves behind closed doors, while the trembling citizenry knelt and prayed.
There is no need to panic. The miracle is already here.
Under the banners dancing like waves, the burning crown shone bright as the wheeling constellation. Who would win? The general who saved the city, or the high and mighty with their privileged authority? The guillotine fell, severing the elder's life. The whispers dissipated, and the scales of victory tipped.
See, this is another thing. A lot of people, I have not heard anyone comparing Sidra to the Hydro Archon in Genshin, whose also name escapes me. But like, literally even this part, the guillotine fell and the scales of victory tipped, like, that's literally the same thing that's in Fontaine. And I think they look similar, so I'm over here just like, does no one else see it? Is it just me?
From this day forth, I shall bring justice to the holy city.
The people cried out her name and knelt in reverence, but were stopped by the sound of the scepter of authority striking the ground.
Do not lower your heads beneath my crown.
This was the first and also the only Imperator. Who would win? The heroes bursting with ambition, or the omnipotent gods?
The Imperator issued the decree! The start of the Flame Chase journey is at hand!
Perhaps drawn by the grand design to welcome the Era Nova, or perhaps convinced by that king's great renown. Righteous warriors from across the land gathered before the Imperator's throne. On the day the journey began, the sky was an expanse of fluttering banners. The people gazed upon the overwhelming military alliance, a golden city reflected in their eyes. As for the end of that chess game, the scholars debate endlessly, but such discussions always end with a sigh. The invincible Imperator faded at the pinnacle of power, the crown's flames extinguished in the lake. The The banner once revered by the people, along with the broken spears of the heroes. Now a tomb, the people said.
Even the sovereign that conquers all before her is no match for fate.
Yet she said,
In a war with fate, has there ever been any justice?
Mysterious foreign guest, Evernight, which we now know from the trailer release is going to be March. Almost seeming like an eviler version of March.
The gates of the Temple of the Three Fates gently open on the day of prayer, and the crowd crouched, whispering like the tide. The priests of Yanis listened to the prophecies. The unwavering axis of the scales of Talantin maintains balance, and only Ornyx remains silent.
Mother, teach me how to answer prayers.
The Titan tasked with time is as perplexed as a child.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
A familiar voice rings out.
Listen carefully. The future they want is in the past.
Like the
like the first light of the morning star.
Really? In the past?
The child sank into a peaceful slumber of recollection, whispering revelations in their sleep.
So obviously that was March's voice. And then that's probably in reference to how like we're getting sent back to the past that one last time to try and take down Irontomb.
Until the masses crying out amidst the flames of war were swept away by the sounds of sharp swords locking, the fires of ambition incinerating the law.
Mother, usurper, assassinate the divine body.
Memories are tightly entangled by nightmares with nowhere to run.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
An unfamiliar voice rings out.
Go.
Sorry. Again, go to sleep. The ending they want is yet to be born, like the warm glow of the setting sun.
Really? Not here yet?
The child continues to sleep, waiting for the next waking dream. And when they opened their eyes, two of the three fates who once received offerings had already faded from the pages of history.
Mother, I'm already all alone.
The child let out a helpless cry.
Don't be scared. Please don't be afraid.
A familiar voice rings out in the mirror.
Just wait. The stars that illuminate the night will visit in the end.
Like gentle moonlight. The gates of the Temple of the Three Fates now closed tight. People no longer pray to a titan who cannot touch the world. Within the inescapable dreamscape, the flower stems nourished by the black tide serve as a swaddling embrace, drowning the young child's soul.
Mother, help me leave this place.
But this time, they didn't receive a response. only long years of yearning and pain, like the silence of the Evernight. Days and nights passed, the years turned. Dust covers the glory of the past. The priests have forgotten this titan.
Waiting. Hate waiting.
They watched over the slumbering sprite, gazing at the dull mirror. But a fleeting mirage flickers in the mirror. The shining stars and the lights of the home, and a strange yet familiar voice.
Wake up! Our familiar old friends have already arrived.
Like the newborn dawn.
Okay. So that also kind of tells us that at the very beginning, when Oryx cries out for Mother when we visit them, that obviously Mother is in reference to March, and then Father is in reference to Fuli, and then they're looking in the mirror. So when March goes through that space that's in between reality and Amphorius, when she's crossing it, when she talks to Cyrene, because that's where Cyrene has been this entire time, they were probably talking to Oryx through that mirror. So that's interesting. And then this one's going to be Don Hung's.
The ancient chaos was shrouded in silence and shadow. The giant dragon's offspring was born from the earth. Sweet dreams had smothered the giant dragon's eyes and ears, and as they slept, the 100 eyes of Aquila had already opened, and Fagusa had begun to stir the playful waves. Yet Georios remained weighty and silent. Layer upon layer of peaks enveloped the dragon, cradling them in a bed more grand than any in existence. The giant dragons spent their childhood in darkness.
Which this mirrors what Don Hung had to go through because he was raised in the prison after his reincarnation in the egg.
From the moment their bleary eyes blinked open from haze of slumber, they hungered to feast on crude iron and drink deep of molten lava. Until one day they raised their head and with a low, guttural voice pleaded to glimpse light. The Titan lifted them up by their ribs, slowly raising them. The dragon's spine sliced through the strata of rock, cutting open the soil. When they reached the surface, they summoned mist woven of the fire of the stars, as though seeing themselves clearly and in full through the eyes of a giant bird. The giant dragon walked the earth alone. The Titan knew they were lonely and terrified too, and so sculpted new beasts from flesh and bone. In that wild, barren world, the giant dragon led the beasts of the earth. Excessively long life gifted the giant dragon with eyes that could pierce the veil of years. They witnessed the separation of day and night, as well as the entanglement of reason and romance. And even Kephaly did not neglect to share with them a chalice of golden blood. The ocean teased, saying even should the earth sink utterly, they would not rot. Ever since they opened their eyes, the giant dragon rarely returned to slumber. And thusly, that mesmerizing dream that occasionally burst forth at night etched a trace on their memory. The gods they were familiar with were in this dream, and they were as immense and imposing as ever, yet had lost their freedom. Just what manner of magnificent pathstrider could imprison the Titans as mere reflections?
Which this one is obviously talking about how, like, the Titans are, like, essentially supposed to mirror the eons and, like, the reflected data and whatnot.
The giant dragon dreamed also of their own path, that great breath from the heavens, or perhaps from beyond even the heavens.
The trailblazing.
They dreamed of silver shards amongst the stars, reflecting the form of another giant dragon.
The preservation, I believe. Or not preservation, because that's the, that's Clypoth. Oh, what is it? The permanence, that's what it is. And that's what Don Hung and his people follow.
That great cerulean dragon approached Amphorius, the distant whispers roiling, becoming a roar engraved in the earth. They recognized the meaning in that low roar. Its name, permanence. The black tide that blotted out the skies surrounded the city walls. The soldiers manning the walls, battered from battle. Melodious chords of music were suddenly heard. A single swordmaster had overcome the waves of enemies. The song flowed from betwixt the blades, breaking through formations as a dorsal fin cleaving the waves. When the last wicked beast finally fell, shattered into pieces amidst the sword's dance, the frost blade bore no trace of blood.
The legions of heroes under my command are as vast as the sea, yet lack a formidable sword banner.
The commander extended a hand, inviting the musician to join. Should a fish separated from its school glimpse a faint glow, it will swim toward the light. The swordmaster clasped the commander's hand, as though gently grasping the hilt of a keen blade. When the spray of her waves extinguished the fires of war from the holy city, a golden name was engraved upon the stone pillars. The former commander burned the crown to become king.
High Sealands, brave in battle, triumphant in command, I grant you the title Dux Gladiorum. Let us all forge ahead together.
During the banquet after the battle, the weaver tailored for her a splendid dress, and the commander poured her honey brew. Her golden-blooded comrades gathered about her, chanting her new name, urging her to play that splendid music. The candlelight danced and mingled with flowing drink, swords and song ringing out in unison. Yet none knew that was once a lonely melody from the deep sea. The music of revelry continued for a long time, until the whispers of conspiracies were buried in the songs, until the roars of lethal struggle shattered the music. Legend holds that they who bear the weight of a pillar shall one day return to where it stands. Those who tug at the earth shall end amongst the mountains. Those who sow dawn and dusk shall remain eternal in the sky. And she would once again return to the pitch-black sea. And she would once again sing her music alone. The bountiful ocean, with the banquets of bygone days, stir as futile bubbles at the bottom of a glass. Many years later, the song once played by that swordmaster was played by future generations in the Holy City. The people knew the demigod of the seas was still a noble captain. She possessed peerless swordsmanship and a song that is passed down through the ages.
I wonder if this is referring to, if you walk around the city, you can, I think it's a time shard. You can find a time shard where a lady is playing like a water instrument. And I wonder if this is what it's referring to, is to like a lost song that was played through the ages.
It was just that she had long since vanished. Guests at the banquet sometimes spoke of her, but it was only a prayer between their cups.
High ceilings, melody of the waves, bless our night that we may drink deep and dance till dawn.
On that day, the dawn promised by the Sky Father shattered in haste as the black tide surged, breaking through the walls with relentless grace. In a quaint yet exquisite courtyard, two bitter foes meet at journey's end, their fates entwined in fate's regard. With no escape, no road behind, they trade a weary smile in kind. Together they gaze at the heavens of fire.
If I can ever see the faint light again and stay alive.
Then, Outlander Nemesis, you I will forgive.
Not long ago, as the romantic demigod closed her eyes, the girl bottled her tears in sorrow and once more opened the dim-lit garden wide. Two figures step into the courtyard's gate. A general of Krymnos, her body torn, by vengeance bound, by fury swayed. A noble of the holy city, once wrapped in gold, now haunted by a fate betrayed. A simple injury, or so the girl believed. Yet the two women met with scorn, their words like blades. Because their children fled in love's embrace, while bloodied pasts left scars in place. A feud unbroken by countless years, a chasm carved by blood and spears. This was a sickness beyond the girl's touch.
Just do your duty as a healer, girl.
Family feuds are like sunlight and storm clouds. They cannot mend.
At last, the girl saw it clear. The courtyard's birth, in days of yore, was born to mend the rift of dusk and dawn.
Then I will make every effort to have you cast aside your difference in this faint light.
Before long, the general's wounds were healed, and the noble's worries gently repealed. Yet when their gazes met once more, the loathing within remained unswayed. The girl then spoke the tale of her skykin, of a grandmother's sacrifice, a father's flight from within, of ancestors who descended, leaving their feud behind. Their hands in hers, she held them tight, yet flames of hatred burned too bright. She did not waver or despair. She just smiled and gazed upon the sky.
I will use my own fate to prove to you.
The courtyard, once bright, lay steeped in night. Hanging blossoms and wind chimes all swallowed by the black tide. The general raised her spear for the noble's sake, while the noble whispered prayers for the general, gentle as a lake.
If I can ever see the faint light again and stay alive.
Then, Outlander Nemesis, you I will forgive.
The death they awaited never came. Instead, a cascade of colors fell from the heavens, simply there, protecting them both. The sky still burned, dark and low, yet her words lingered, a gentle ember refusing to fade.
I will use my own fate to prove to you. Day and night can be mended, and so can hatred be undone.
Sky Castrum, its ruins like a blind and weary eye, gazes upon the earth in its dying sight. Alone, the girl remained upon the battlefield. No time to shy from the searing gold, no will to wear her usual smile. She fought her way to destiny's edge. Of the crumbled mural, but one piece endured. A corner portraying the day thunder night, dazzling in blaze. She placed her hand upon the mural, pain seared through skin and bone, as the picture claimed her within its lines.
Nothing is mightier than the sky. It holds countless wonders within its clouds, and each opening and closing of the eyes brings dawn and dusk.
In that painted world, the girl Celiosi's eyes glowed, watching her father, steel-clad and unyielding, cross the land beneath the searing sun. But The girl known as Hyacinth recalled her father's fragile light in the dark, the journeys into lands unknown, marked by endless sunlit days and restless winds.
The sky is the gentlest of all. It watches over all things with compassion, showering them with soft rain and morning light.
And yet, the sky remains so cold. It witnesses believers tear each other apart. And still, it cowardly flees from all responsibility.
Within the frame of that image, the one called Seliosi bore fury in her gaze, her golden blood trailing as she turned from home, sharpening arrowheads beneath the wide and barren sky. Hyacinth remembered her grandmother's song. She recalled her prayer to Aquila before her grandmother's journey, and how bitterness followed her to an unknown land.
But the sky is so lonely too. Forever distant from the world beneath, it watches every sorrow, unable to intervene.
No. The sky must be merciless. It must scorch the wicked, temper the fragile, and pass divine judgment upon all human wickedness.
Within the mural, the girl named Seliosi became the divine eye, gazing down without mercy, a titan passing judgment upon her own kind. But in memories deep, Hyacinth heard their call, the golden threads that shielded all, the burning sun, vast and unyielding, carrying the weight of all the world had known.
No, the sky must not forsake kindness. Through its boundless embrace, it carries the core flame of hope for humanity.
The sky, it's so dark, so cold.
In the depths of memory, the girl named Seliosi pulls her knees to her chest and trembles.
Then please, come sit in my courtyard.
A gentle ray of light seeped through, the celestial mural now fused anew. Once more, the land knows favor and boons. The girl who has now become the sky takes the hand of the girl who once was.
I want to tell you the secret of the sky's greatness. Whenever the anguished earth looks to it, it always offers a smile in return.
This is an age of ruin. The Chrysos War ignites once more, while Zagreus' taunts ripple through the city streets. This is also an age of splendor. 300 thieves spring forth from Dolos, each scheming to conceal the truth from prying eyes, robbing the rich to give succor to the poor.
Every one of them deceives gods and men alike. Righteous and valiant.
The flame-chased journey has been cut short midway, yet the girl pounds her chest at the Gold Weaver, not afraid.
The core flame of trickery is near. If now isn't the time to risk it all, then when?
The prophecy reveals the Titan's trail. Golden threads binds the fleeing god of thieves.
Don't feel like those were actually words, so nice trick. But why not release me? I can show you where all buried treasures lie.
The young girl flashed a grin and walked towards the god who was pretending to smile.
I once vowed to the god of thieves that I would force trickery to reap what they have sown.
The Titan whispered from the vortex, the god of trickery's earnest plea. They made a promise to the girl who entered the trial that the whole world would be bathed in light, no more lies and deceit.
If my divine authority is not inherited, shadowed lies shall never again be born, and I, even having lost the core flame, may yet scrape out survival here in secret.
The young girl recalled the hearth fire of her childhood.
Cyphera, only honesty is well liked.
She pursed her lips.
That does sound like quite the ideal society. Of course I didn't accept. How boring would a world without deception be?
The young girl demonstrated her newly acquired divine power, molding lies into reality.
The defeated Titan is now not but a wandering soul.
But somewhere far away, a purple spirit thief opened bleary eyes. They had forgotten their previous life as a Titan and remembered only the girl's crafty message.
Go! Collect treasure, you greedy little grape. Once you regain the memories of trickery from chests, then I will claim the reward for saving your life.
In the days spent away from Akama, the girl grew accustomed to traveling alone. In a certain city, she heard of a spirit thief, rumors aplenty.
I, Bartolo's master thief, shall take all you've labored to gain.
So saying, the spirit thief steals the girl's coin pouch and fled without a trace. But a gust of wind brushed past, and the girl had already caught them.
Running for it? Your life was saved by my trickery, you know.
The old god and the new finally reunite, the two rivals who, from that moment on, became thieves and companions both. It's just that the spirit thief's companion was always scaring them.
Hey, the fish in the River of Souls are starving, you know.
A thief reveals a few lies.
The first lie is called, "Fellow thieves, come on and deceive gods with me."
The world has already forgotten that feast. Lies unnumbered that drowned the Day of Souls. Schemes uncounted, burning for a night of revelry. 300 thieves shackled in imprisonment in exchange for a Titan's resigned confinement.
To have managed to trick the Grand Master of all tricks.
I can die happy now.
This was Dolos's great achievement, the deception of the gods, where even Zagreus was fooled.
The second lie is called, "The god of trickery is now not but a wandering soul."
Why did she spare the Titan's life? The young girl knew not, even after asking herself. Was it greed for the treasure they promised? Or had she vaguely perceived their lonely fate?
It's because you're every bit as despicable as I am. It's such a relief not having to deal with the noble.
The girl dismissed and made light of herself, only forgetting trickery was once a god that supported the world.
The third lie is called... Oh, eternal day! Endlessly illuminate the holy city.
At Dawncloud, the chaplain's secrets foretold the coming of that endless night.
What if my lies are more... sophisticated? Can the dawn last forever? No end in sight?
Bearing the fate of the thief star, the girl was long used to walking in shadow. But as she gazed towards the holy city's dawn, her duty became fixed in her heart, stalwart in might.
The fourth lie is called... There's no reason! I just don't want to see you again!
The girl tried to mask her nonchalance, but could never fool the golden thread's questions. But it is the false-hearted malice that most powerfully forces belief. A true flame chase hero willingly faded from attention, while the wayfaring traveler grasps tight onto fleeting light. She used divine power to forge a mask and conceal the last of her true heart.
The fifth lie is called... No. There are... no more... lies... left.
The whimsical coin fell to the ground, telling the tale of fate fulfilled. Travels unwitnessed, ruses unknown. To whom may these now be told?
Lies are always but lies. But you can make them more beautiful than the truth.
Under the somber sky, golden blood soaked the thief's cloak. Like a golden thread tailored just for her, an exquisite robe that she never stole.
Alright, now for the one that's probably gonna make me cry. Oh, we have 3 chapters here. Man, maybe I should have titled this episode just like, I guess, As I've Written, or like Emphorius' Saga of Heroes or something. I did not expect it to take this long to get through all of these, since we're almost an hour in already. I don't even know if we'll have time for a side quest.
Final? Perhaps you're more suited to being a teacher's assistant.
There were once those who misunderstood his alias. Final, an eventuality for students, a test for knowledge gained.
Oh, that's a good play off of his name, Finon, because I always thought, because you'll see way back when Emphorius started, I was making fun of the fact that Mighty and Mightymos, and I was like, oh, Finon sounds like fight on, right? But here they're correlating it with Final, both of which work really well with Finon's storyline, but it's very interesting.
It may bring wisdom to light and illuminate efforts, but the word's more common meaning is nothing less than the end.
That's quite ominous.
The man pretended to be surprised and responded with a smile.
Though it does dovetail with our destiny.
Laughter resounds. The man walks the land, leaving footprints filled with joy. Despite the weight of the past, he can always laugh it away. Those nearby glance at each other, unsure of how to respond.
Perhaps I was just born easygoing.
His explanation is just as carefree.
Look at Mighty and Professor Anaxa. Boys all grow up into serious adults. But as long as I keep smiling, Akuma will always have an upbeat, shining young man.
Though, having said that, he too has quiet moments. Each time he gazed long toward the coming dawn, a smile remained fixed on his lips, paying no mind to anything else. His eyes were painted with the azure of the sky, gaze fixed on the titan bearing the world.
I was just imagining.
He explained his own trance in a comment.
Kefali too was once in mortal flesh and raiment.
Now, when the man comes with sword in hand, there is no need to doubt he will swiftly win victory. But his smile is pure. Ever since the start of the journey, he is still called a youth in this story. Youth is always ambitious, with lofty goals. But it seems that in the man's heart, only the wishes of others are held.
Apart from the ideal of deliverance, what do you have left?
The golden-haired friend once asked him so. He remained silent. Then, as he was wont to do, he simply smiled.
As long as I don't ask for too much, everything will unfold as desired.
In Amphorius, untitled statues are a prevalent sight. As for the inspiration behind these statues, they are said to be the clay figures that Kefali made at the world's creation. They made clay figures in their likeness, bestowed upon them the breath of life.
And allowed the golden divinity of their blood to course through.
Thus, the very first mortals roamed the earth, receiving the gods' mercy while realizing the sorrows of this world. But that sorrow was, in the end, only the sorrow of the world. Nobody ever cared what lay behind the smile, what the clay figure thought.
That is so sad, that last line. That no one ever cared what lay behind the smile, what the clay figure thought. That is so awful, but it is something that's like reoccurring in a lot of things. It's like the person with the brightest smile can also hold the deepest sorrows. They're just trying to choose kindness over falling into agony.
The people likened him to the blazing sun, bringing to Amphorius a glorious dawn. And for his part, he embraced their expectations, being willing to become the perfect vessel. Like that god who shouldered the world, the man never cried or frowned. Yet he is not proud of his resolve, for sometimes he even avoids the funerals of the departed. Only out of fear that he cannot cry for those in pain. He once sought out emotions of sorrow and walked with the lowliest of people.
Henceforth, your misfortune shall be my misfortune.
Responsibly and diligently, he protected all for the people, living in dilapidated cottages, sitting on aged stools, subsisting on nuts and fruit, beset by hunger and cold. The people thanked him for his grace, like a hearth warming winter nights. The man's presence dispelled the cold, leaving warmth with promises of morrow. Whence does his warmth come from? None ask. The man gradually perceives his true nature, but he dares not speak. Unable to bear the turmoil in his heart, the man set off on a journey once more.
Then I shall go save what I can.
He was a formidable warrior, invincible in battle, and when it was necessary to sacrifice for fellows, he could do so with ease, giving up everything without a show. Just as the ballad blown on the breeze says, losses are constant on the flame-chased journey. Indeed, sacrifices were not hard for him, yet his misgivings grew with every tomorrow. Like a tear that cannot be shed, such a resolute willingness to let go comes only from the fact that in decisions he is utterly unafraid to hurt himself.
It is because you suffer that you are so much stronger than any ordinary person.
There were also those who could understand him. Among them, the Crown Prince. But he smiled wryly in response. Perhaps everything was just human nature. Yet his misgivings never dissipated. This unknown man in an unknown corner, from time to time, is swallowed by terror.
Could it be that, unknowingly, path I walk is by no means the correct one?
Fearing only that the greater the burden, the more the mistakes. The road trod by heroes need not be that beset by thorns. Finally, at the terminus of that road, in a desolate, empty place, the man's arms tremble. The power is beyond control, savaging all around it. This is the end of his road. But perhaps he had long foreseen it, but was doomed to be powerless to change it.
I am willing to shoulder this world. That is no lie.
But before the tears could flow, they were vaporized by the heat. His light blazed brighter than the sun, but beneath it, there was but cold destruction. The nameless hero, Castellana. He had never loved himself. Why would he love this world? A gust of wind will one day sweep past, wiping away all of the man's tracks. Nearly every footprint was stamped full of the fury that filled him. That humble youth faded away with the flames into yesterday. The first ray of light to pierce the long night was brought by the burning man, but the body that bore the weight of the world was forged by the fires of wrath. Rage is a crafty emotion. It changes its face, concealing itself within the man's life. His friend fought blood-soaked battles so their people would need fight no longer. But every victory in battle he gained left him neither satisfied nor proud, only with the indifference of emptiness.
You must be careful. Duty does not drive you to wield your blade, but hate.
His teacher kindly reminded him thus.
And behind that hatred, you seem to desire the destruction of the self.
But what about his joy? Was that too merely a phony disguise? He who once laughed amidst the crowd, day after day, as though it were second nature. No, even though he knew not the meaning of love, that happy past was not a lie someone wove. But now, even those memories have melted into fury. His hatred is such that he cannot hold on to what he cherishes, though all is precious to him. Fueled with lone courage, he attempted to resist fate, but the burning sun that shines upon all creatures once fallen will incinerate the land, becoming golden death. But what of his sorrow? Indeed, the man could shed no tears. But at the moment the cycle manifested, when all that was familiar was now remote, the world collapsed, becoming empty in an instant. But the stabbing pain in the man's heart, was it but the residual warmth of his wraths? The truth no longer important, the man simply took another step forward. He wasn't willing to believe it, but was willing to acknowledge it.
There's no need to question your heart. No need to crave victory. If I am born to be a vessel of sin, then I shall roar at evil, and together with it burn.
In the endless cycles, there were some moments when the man felt everything dissolve like a dream. In that dream, he would awaken again and become once more that boy who loved to laugh. But were he to open his eyes, the fury would cast a shadow. He saw the creators choke his throat, gurgling and gasping. And in that boundless dream, he mistook them for his own jest. But their true forms were violent hatred towards the creators, towards himself, a roaring inferno. The prophecy departed, Amphorius was unable to usher in the dawn. What rises in the distance is not the morning sun, but a ball of all-devouring fire, setting the universe in conflagration.
I always hit it just at the wrong second. But a ball of all-devouring fire setting the universe in conflagration, searing to the end of time. Because I think we got to the end, and then my brain was like, click. Alright, well, definitely a good thing I didn't try to do this right at the end of last time, because that was a whole hour to get through all those chapters. The book is dedicated to Redacted. Interesting. I wonder if that'll fill in once we finished all the chapters. Okay, so we've officially, like, all of the new Crisis Airs are done fully. And so then it's the 4 new ones we're getting in the next chapter. And we are fully caught up. So that's fun. Alright, well, let's talk to Cyrene. Oh, she doesn't have a voice? Interesting. Kaelus's surprised expression is just like what the memories recorded. Yes, you must be really perplexed, Kaelus. I wish I could give you answers, but I feel helpless about the current situation too. It's me, Kaelus. Don't you recognize me, or did I really change that much? It's pretty unbelievable for me too. It's like I had a long, long dream. Cyrene's memories and Mem's memories, they're all tangled together, but when I woke up, there was only broken fragments left. I can no longer remember those 30 million cycles. Luckily, I still remember my Chrysosaur companions from this life, and you, Kaelus. Everyone sacrificed everything for this world, and my heart is tied to their fates too. I want to start a new chapter as soon as possible. It's just that you complained to me before about a book called Versions that always stops at the most captivating parts. Perhaps that's just how fate works, huh? Sometimes I get frustrated because of that, but looking at it another way... Oh, it just cut off. Why did it? I didn't even click anything. It's really important to calm down and clear your head before making a big decision, and Ides Lizii is the perfect place for that. Cast off your heavy feelings, take a deep breath, and as a memento of our reunion, please allow me to offer you a gift, Kalis. 3, 2, 1.
Check it out! Doesn't this scarecrow look just like you? I spent ages observing just to get it right.
Now we've also planted the seeds of the Trailblaze and IDs Elysiae. Take it as a start of another journey. And when that time is right, let us return here and write the next page of our story together. In case Kalis feels up to it before we set off, you can come find me anytime. I'll be waiting for you here. Oh, it's got my my Harmony hat on. That's fun. The scarecrow resembling you in both form and spirit is smiling at you. This is Cyrene's welcome gift. Do you remember what she said? If you're in the mood, go play with her. Also, I would like you all to note that in Phinon's phone case, you can't really see it because his hands is blocking it, but they've shown us what his phone case is like. This is ID's Elysiae, and the scarecrow is right here. And we obviously know that we are the hero in his heart from the last time, and so that makes a lot of sense that the scarecrow is here. Alright, we will be trying something different because of how absolutely atrocious my last set of chests and like trying to 100% the map is. If I see a chest, I'm not going to unlock it. I will wait until I decide to 100% the map, and we'll deal with it then. So I am ignoring the chests, just as a heads up. I'm not like, you know, seeing it and just like accidentally missing it. I'm like literally just skipping it. Oh! Siobhan. Lancer doesn't seem to be here, but when did another dream bubble appear? Still the same old, a glass of Eldorado, right? Miss Siobhan, that drink's a bit too strong. Let's go with the big sheep. The big sleep. Sheep? Why did I say that? The big sleep today. The golden dream is more than enough for me. The rest of this time is just a gift from the Holy Grail. You've got a way of saying things that no one understands, but it's kind of intriguing. Siobhan turns away. The sound of syrup, ice, and glass clinking together is like a crystal symphony. The blue-haired foreign hero leans against the bar with a smile, slowly becoming transparent until he vanishes into the wind that didn't exist. That memory bubble, is he your friend? Whether it's the bloodhound or the hound, pups always seem to leave without saying a word. How about a long overdue drink? My treat. Consider it a token of gratitude on behalf of Penacony, a glass of the big sleep to the ghosts of the past. A grail for heroes. Witness the return of a friend from afar. Okay, so that one was pretty short. Alright, so usually side quests are minimum an hour. Like these kind of ones that are in the indent like this. So instead, let's do some of these. Sometimes these are a little bit shorter. Okay. Where to shall we go? Go to the memorial market to buy supplies. As your discussion was coming to an end, Socrates' disciple came with a word. A group of wounded outlanders has hidden themselves away in the abyss. There's only one question. How much are we willing to pay?
Peaceful days are like breezes, carrying the scent of wheat fields.
What would you like to eat? Local specialties, or perhaps something more outlandish that's been lost to time? A crate of food. That means I'll just have to flaunt my reserve stock then. Don't worry, the food here in Akuma's finest. Even if it's not, it's still pretty up there. Cryos waves his hand, and from the room, his helpers carry several ceramic vases containing food. It is as he said, they look delicious. Lush fruit and vegetables in a platter, aromatic, there we go. Soup, fresh from the oven, a fine brew emanating intoxicating fragrance. Each and every item is world class and made with culinary intricacy. What do you think? I told you I'd give you Akuma's finest. Of course, they'll cost a bit, 8,000 balance coins. This shop's quality is top-notch, and its price reflects that. If I want to give the Outlanders something sumptuous, this would be a fine choice. Let's see, this is the right amount. Hold on, I'll help you pack the food. Ah yes, if you don't mind me asking, why are you buying so much food? Something feels off. No matter, it has nothing to do with me, but you must remember to lie back in your chair and eat them in order. Mama, when we reach the holy city, I want to eat baked apple pie. Soon, we're almost there. Isn't that the gray-haired hero? Could you have... You hand over the ceramic vases. The food in them is exquisite, as if this... Such a bountiful spread. Is this really for us? I'm not dreaming, am I? Mama, apple pie! It's the baked apple pie that I want! Silly child, there's plenty of food more delicious than baked apple pie in here. Why fuss over a pie? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are our hero and savior. I'll give them out to our companions right now. We will definitely repay this favor, though we have no money now, but if you ever have any need of us, just give us the word and we'll be more than happy to help. Darling, say thank you to this kind man. Thank you, kind man. The girl grabs the biggest and freshest apple in one of the vases and thrusts it into your hands with a smile. Mister, you should have the biggest one. If you don't mind, how about having a meal with us? While everyone revels in their joy, a figure hurriedly rushes over. The mother and child tactfully excuse themselves. Grave news, hero. Master, Alright, I'm calm. You'll have to listen carefully. In the beginning, Master said he had a way to get to the medicine, but I had to be the one to transport it out of the city. He directed me to an alley and told me to return to take the medicine from him when Quint had passed. There was still some time, so I decided to find something to eat, but when I was done, it was almost action hour. I dashed out of the shop and headed towards the alley. I didn't get far before I saw Master walking with 3 guards. He wasn't cuffed, but I knew from his expression that he wasn't with them out of choice. I tailed the guards and found out they had detained Master on the upper levels of Memorial Palace. There were a lot of people there and I couldn't get close, so I hurried back to discuss a plan with you. Yes, I did find the medicine in the alley after all that. It was a curious turn of events. Master bade me retrieve the medicine from the alley, and then he was arrested by them. Don't tell me. No, there must be some misunderstanding here. You're the hero who fought alongside the Chrysosairs. Please, you have to explain Master's case to them. I'm sure the guards will listen. With that said, Poetentate takes out the medicine pouch. Socrates has been captured, a misunderstanding not beyond possibility, but it'd be better if I asked him in person. Poetentate said that he's been detained on the upper floors of Memorial Palace, so he shouldn't be that hard to find.
Peaceful days are like breezes, carrying the scent of wheat fields.
Hold it, what are you doing? It's the Outlander hero who fought alongside the 2 Chrysosairs. My apologies. I can bend the rules for a short visit for an esteemed guest. I will inform you when time's up. The room's layout is quite cozy. There are no bars nor restraining devices. A modicum of respect has been left for whoever gets detained here. You're here, young friend. Socrates' eyes are somewhat avoidant, as if he is reluctant to have you see him in this state. He wasn't lying. As for the reason I was caught, even if I had said nothing, I'm sure you can guess the gist of it. To help the Outlanders secure medicine, I slipped into the Holy City's supply warehouse. It is theft. I understand very well that I was committing a crime. As for how it ended, it was simply my just desserts. As to whether it was worth it, my only regret is that I didn't manage to transport more medicine out of the city into the hands of those who need it. I'm sorry for disappointing you. I may have to I know this word. I cannot say this word for some reason. Renenge. Anyway, he's gonna take back. He has to, like, not be able to fulfill his promise, essentially, is what that word means. I just can't say it for some reason. On that promise to treat you to a meal. According to the Holy City laws, they will make me stand trial. There's a high chance they won't be lenient. The price must be paid for doing the right thing, even more so for this ambiguously moral act like mine. Conducted to sate my own savior complex, I am fully ready to accept its consequences. Before the final moment arrives, my only wish is to eat another apple. Yes, apples are my favorite food. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. 'Tis a pity we didn't get to know each other better, otherwise I would surely discuss the wonderful flavor of apples with you, along with the many other matters. That reminds me, that girl in the abyss gave me an apple. Should I give it to him? Oh, you actually have an apple on you? This is one of the 10 essential idiocracies among the sages. You learn fast. Thank you. I will have no regrets now. Socrates gleefully crunches down on the apple. Visiting time is over. Outlander hero, it's time to leave. It is not up to me to decide. The public court will handle him. According to Socrates, he trespassed on Holy City Warehouse, all to help a group of wounded Outlanders. We have already dispatched people to investigate. This may affect his sentencing. The trial will be held at the Kefali Plaza in 3 days. We also invite you to attend to witness the justice of the Holy City's law. 3 days later, Kefali Plaza. All right, fellow citizens, order. I am Elder Eltro from the Dawn Cloud, priest of Talanton, and I am presiding over the trial representing the will of the Council of Elders. The reason we are gathered here today is that this dearly respected public speaker, Socrates, trespassed on the Holy City's warehouse and committed theft. According to the law, theft is a crime punishable by imprisonment, but in light of the motive of this case, it cannot be so easily judged based on precedent. And so, as per the tradition that we uphold, we have opened up the public court for everyone present to be the judge. May Talanton justice be with us. The citizens' applause rise in a crescendo in response to this opening, till the elder gestures for the clapping to cease. The controversy in this case lies in the fact that Socrates risked his own well-being to help a group of wounded Outlanders. However, is this enough reason for his sentence to be reduced or even acquitted? To my right is the prosecution's representative, owner of the warehouse, the wealthy Leluder. He believes that the punishment should be harsh to prevent future supplies from leaving the city. To my left is the defendant's representative and student of the accused, Scholar Paladin. He believes that the sentence should be light, considering the actions of the accused did indeed save many lives. Both parties have submitted their documents before the trial starts. Do any citizens present have any questions? As the sinner, I request to say a few words to everyone's present. Hey, old fart, you were caught red-handed and you're still trying to charm your way out of this? Leluder, Socrates has the right to speak. Thank you, Elder Etro. Socrates clears his throat, and his eyes mirroring a droma's ensnared in swampy mud. When such a creature is on the verge of death, its eyes are not one of wrath, but wet with tears. In the Golden Age long past, we were once divided as city-states, separated from one another. In the Warring Age not so long past, we once again divided ourselves as city-states, which became the reason for our battles. I'm sure everyone is very familiar with the stretch of history. But the Black Tide does not discriminate between cities. In its eyes, we are all human, insignificant existences. In the present day, there are no other cities left, their names, that which we are oh so familiar, scattered to the winds. Which is why, in reality, Outlanders don't exist. Which city do they hail from? The question posed before us is merely another, whether we want to help a group of people who need it. As for my crime, precious time need not be spent on it. I can't accept the punishment, but I only hope that everyone will take this chance to discuss the current question with clarity. What stance exactly does the Holy City take on the underprivileged? Where exactly are we leading this eternal city? That's all. I thank Elder Eltro again for this chance. Now then, before the trial starts, do any citizens present have any questions? I am curious, how does our gray-haired guest view the situation? As the hero who fought alongside the crisis heirs, your thoughts may be of crucial importance. During the turmoil that occurred in the Dromus workshop, I didn't support anyone and just quietly watched things unfold. Later, Socrates invited me to discuss this. I professed my sympathies towards the Outlanders at the Bath and Memorial Palace. After that, we once again met in the Abyss, and the outsiders who needed air. There, I bought the Outlanders some luxurious meals. From what I did, I think my standpoint is pretty obvious. You raise your head, meeting Socrates' gaze of respite, as if saying, "Young friend, stay true to your heart." I mean, on this a bit, they're like, oh yeah, obviously you should support the old man, but like, I do understand being like, oh, we should, there should be some form of punishment so that chaos does not, like, reign supreme, you know? Because, like, if everybody, like, there is the big chance that it's like, oh, if we allow someone with no punishment whatsoever, people will just be like, well, they got away with it, why can't I take these supplies to help X people, like, kind of deal. And then there's no way to, like, control the supplies, and therefore it's like, okay, well, now we don't have enough supplies for ourselves. Like, I get where it's coming from, but I also get from, like, a supply management perspective how you can't just be like, oh yeah, just let him walk free. Like, no consequences whatsoever. You know what I mean? But yeah. I support Scholar Palatin's point. Mistakes incurred from saving lives should not be solely judged as a crime. I once saw those Outlanders with my own eyes, and they were indeed in dire danger. If not for Socrates securing medicine for them, the consequences would have been unimaginable. In light of this reason, I believe that... Okay. The sentence should be reduced. Ha, Master wasn't wrong about you at all. I think there should still be a punishment. But, like, I feel like it should be reduced tremendously. Gray hair, you're supposed to be an Outlander hero who must have something grandiose to say before the people. I never figured you for a jabbering troublemaker. Represented Looter, if you have any objections, please respond to him without contempt. As everyone knows, this theft is a crime, let alone selling regulated goods to Outlanders. How can this be considered a benevolent act? There should be another charge slapped on top of his crime. If it were up to me, I would have Socrates executed. They set an example for other potential criminals. Okay, now you're going too far, though. The Looter, this is not a place to pursue personal vengeance. Everyone knows you've always hated Master, all because he thwarted your petty attempt to frame the Outlanders. I only have Akuma's interests at heart, otherwise by the next entry hour the Holy City's warehouse would have been plundered clean. So many people present, maybe I should try to appeal to the public emotions. Selling to Outlanders, those Outlanders were penniless. He would have done much better fencing the food to you instead. You may have gotten rich unscrumptiously, but the fact is that you are rich. According to the city guard's findings, there was no evidence of any monetary transaction. I will ask the prosecution not to make any frivolous assumptions. Let's change the subject then. I'll take a step back and assert this. If Socrates was really overcome with compassion, unwilling to further witness Outlander's plight, why did he not use his own assets? Even if he donated his entire fortune, that would be his personal freedom to do so, but he should not have taken property that belonged to the people. Akuma's property is only for the people of Akuma. And then this would pull out what he said earlier, but like, how do you define an Akuman? You mean an Akuman is determined the moment they are born? If the first time you opened your eyes you aren't within the city walls, you'll never have a chance to join the holy city. Don't forget the crisis heirs who saved the city contain Outlanders. You do not undermine my gratitude for the heroes. Warrior Mighty is the crown prince of Castron Crimnos, and Warrior Finon is the destined deliverer. The contributions they have made to Akuma, not even 10,000 Outlanders can dream of garnering. It may seem that the looter's words were true, but it's nothing but a straw man argument that has attracted disdainful stares from the onlookers. Everyone knows that the Holy City's resources are limited. They can't be expended unnecessarily. Socrates gave our wealth to Outlanders. That will surely impact the living standards of our citizens. In the war against the Black Time, mercy is a useless quality. To safeguard our lives, we must not show mercy to Socrates and his Outlander friends. This one maybe? Nah. So you mean that Outlanders are enemies too? We should be united against external threats to fend off the Black Tide together. The Outlanders did not attack the city, but they also did not partake in its defense. Akuma survived because of her citizens. No Outlander should deserve to reap her blessings. Upon hearing that they might be taken advantage of by outsiders, the present crowd gets riled up. They hoot and holler in support of Looter, oblivious to the fact that they might just be the ones reaping said blessings. We didn't get a 100% victory, but we did pretty good. As the final syllable drops, Elder Etro stretches out his hand and salts Looter's subsequent elaboration. The citizens recalled the exchange that just happened, fever still pulsing through them. Before realizing it, you replaced Paladin as the defense attorney and Garden Moore's support. Well, the discussion is concluded. Everyone please cast your votes. Before we conclude, may I add a few words? Oh, Aglaya, hello. Aglaya? Hello, Elder Etro. I think I'm not too late. Aglaya's appearance spurs the spectators once more. A few civil cases can catch the attention of the Chrysosayers. Everyone's earlier discussions have been conveyed to me through the golden threads riding the winds. At such a critical time, instead of arguing over whether the holes in a garment are right or wrong, perhaps we should consider how we should mend them instead. Failing to punish Socrates, it will be unjust to the people and the law, but if the punishment is too harsh, it will cause the Holy City to be seen as cold and tyrannical. Therefore, to strike a fair balance between the two, the best choice is... Our honored guest has offered some good ideas. Following his thoughts, I would like to offer a compromise to the citizens. Socrates shall be exempt from imprisonment. As an alternative, he will be assigned to work as a refugee shelter as a form of exile. Additionally, he will have to personally bear the cost of replenishing the medical supplies. To some citizens, such a punishment might be more daunting than spending time in prison, so there's no need to worry about others following suit. This is all I have to add. Everyone, please begin voting. Please hold. Lady Aglaya, I still have a question. How do you intend to deal with that bunch of Outlanders? A faint smile crosses Aglaya's face, as if she had been anticipating this question all along. The fate of the Outlanders does not lie with me nor the Council of Elders, but with the citizens. If you support them, offer a helping hand. If you oppose them, speak directly. Even if you are not connected by golden threads, expressing one's mind shouldn't be too hard. Just like this old one, his stance is clear. His actions have indeed made an impact. Some have benefit, while others have faced punishment. If every citizen were like him, with the clash of wisdom and will, a clear path would emerge. Now it's time to declare your stance. Please continue, Elder Etro. Then, citizens, please raise your hand to vote. Finally, 60% of the votes support Socrates' exile. The guards escort the old man away. Both he and his student quickly pack up their belongings and leave the holy city. The citizens at the plaza start to scatter, with people digesting what just happened. In what direction should the city head towards? No one seems to have an answer. But at the very least, it heads towards tomorrow. I heard your entire speech, honored guest. Perhaps you're more suited to be in the debate arena than I imagined. But participating in such a debate has its risks. Public opinion is like an open flame. No one can predict where it will be directed. Indeed, honored guest, we still have much to do. Farewell. You choose, where to shall we go? Faced with the eternal question, you choose benevolence as your answer. Witness the societal conundrum of Akuma. Okay, let's see. I was once in Arcadia. Find the Fury? Archer. Survival, fortune, faith, honor, things that they want to protect. Every warrior has a reason to fight to the death, and the Titankin that live for battle are no exception. Why would this enemy initiate a conflict against a city they have no hope of defeating? The something archer escaped with the caravan's good. Go to Castrum Cronus to fire, retrieve the stolen treasures, and maybe you will receive an answer to your question. I can smell a sweet fragrance. No, this is the fragrance of an unknown memory. It's coming from over there. After their ferocious battle with you, the Titankin from before seem to have lost their previous murderous intent. It's at this moment that you realize that just how ancient its stone-cast body is. It's just as old and derelict as the walls of Castrum Cronus under the current of night. Paris. Who is Paris? The golden thread, Paris. It was stolen. Huh? Are you saying this belongs to you? It's Paris. Looks like she won't hand over the treasure unless I find this Paris person. Where could he be? He went to Arcadia. Alright, off we go to Arcadia to find... Wait, where is Arcadia? Paris. The Titankin's voice is growing ever weaker. It seems she no longer has the mental capacity to answer your questions, only to silently repeat the stranger's name to herself. Well, now we're stuck. We don't know this person or this place. Go back to her past to find clues? That's a great idea. But this statue lady's memory is too blurry. We need to find other fragments of it if we want to see into her past. Partner, let's go to Memorial Market and collect some memories related to Paris and Arcadia. Okay, back to Memorial Market, I guess. The store's owner here meets all kinds of people every day. They'll be the most knowledgeable about the area. We should ask some of them. Hello, young friend. Are you here to buy fruits? These are all fresh from the garden, and they're fresh as can be. Questions? No one has come to me seeking enlightenment since I left the Garden of Wisdom. Please ask away. Paris? I've never heard that name before. I am certain that he doesn't live in Akuma. People from all over this holy city have frequented my store, and I remember the name of every customer. Arcadia? Is that a fruit? Sorry, young one, I don't sell Arcadia here. But if you can find some seeds, then I can ask my friend the Garden of Wisdom plant some. Then you can come and buy some next year. Looks like she didn't have anything useful to offer. Let's go and ask another store owner. Let's see. Praise Circes, may you assist the people of this holy city in understanding the charm of my works. Customer, I was just praying to Circes to gift intelligence to my fellow citizens. Is there a book you are after? Of course, imparting knowledge is the very mission entrusted to my family by Circes. I will share any knowledge I have. Paris, Paris. I've never heard that name. Wait. Siestiaphonia rummages for some time among slates and scrolls. It seems that the most inconvenient thing about working with the slates and scrolls is that there is no front cover to help identify them quickly. I checked the poems, mythology, plays, and adventures, but no mention of this person. Looks like I won't be able to help you. Arcadia. Dear customer, I see you must be the most experienced reader. Arcadia is a common setting people love to use in ancient adventure stories. It's the golden land under the protection of Menestia. It's a paradise for poets, artists, and those in search of romance. The main characters in those stories would meet their true love here and receive Menesta's blessing. This is all recorded in the classic words of A Secret of the Golden Carpet. Speaking of The Secret of the Golden Carpet, that story of a prince eloping with the princess of an enemy state is truly a masterpiece. Syphonia begins to endlessly talk about the story to you. If you don't get back to the matter at hand, she may end up recounting the entire epic. As for its location, every story says something different. Some say that it's the center of Amphorius, some say it's in the ocean depths of Phagosia. Some even say that it's on the back of a flock of butterflies floating high in the skies. As for which is true, I have no idea. They're all stories, after all. I didn't realize Arcadia was such an amazing place. Although descriptions and stories probably still aren't enough, and we still have nothing about Paris, let's go and find someone else to ask. I know that those who revere Mysnestia are fond of the so-called golden thread dress, but weaving clothing out of malleable gold not only makes it very expensive, it also makes it very hard for the wearers to move in. Would it not be better to use dyed silk or cotton? But everyone says that Mysnestia's silk is made of gold. Using dyed silk would just be forgery, wouldn't it? Compared to the creations of the Titans, dyed threads and metal threads are all merely works that imitate the works of the gods. Do you think that obsessing over the quality of an imitation and ruining the clothes' intended beauty is a sign of disrespect to romance itself? I see. Thank you for your guidance, knowledgeable Aglaya. Ah, a customer. Hello, dear customer. Are you here for an item of clothing to suit your physique, or could it be an answer to a question that you seek? Whoa, you saw right through me. I know you are a lady of great learning, Aglaya. I'm certain you know what we seek. Paris? There is indeed no citizen of Akama by that name. I imagine they are a member of the garrison. Do you know where they are right now, Miss Aglaya? Well, it has been decades since I last heard that name. I was away from the Holy City for a time, and upon my return to Akama, they were no longer here. Decades? Is he still alive? I cannot say for certain. The duration of a life is hard to predict in this world. Perhaps there exists some method to escape Thanos' touch, or perhaps there is a land that death itself cannot reach. Arcadia. Now that is a name that stirs memories. A long time ago, the name spread through the streets and alleys of Akama. People said that it was an ideal city that was protected by the chrysalis of gold. In an era of strife, people flocked to it. Then, do you know how to find this place, Aglaya? My apologies, I do not. Much like clothing, legends are often things that come and go with the times. Arcadia is already a story of the past. Many disciples of Mysnestia don't even know this name. It could be the case, according to one story, that is this worn-torn world savaged by the black tide. A flock of butterflies carried the city to a place that no one can see. Lady Aglaya! Lady Aglaya! What's wrong, soldier? Ison has returned with supplies, but refuses to enter the city. He says that he is waiting for someone. There's a chance that he failed in the task that you gave him. Could I trouble you to come and see him yourself? Dear customer, it seems that we must leave our conversation here for now. I hope that you'll find the answers you seek soon. I bid you farewell. These descriptions, along with the statue lady's memories, should be enough for us to return to the past. Let's go and find the statue lady. I had a comparison of what this reminded me of, and it is fully gone. I apologize. Arcadia. In the time that you were gone, it seems the Titankin has become even more desperate than before. You can sense from her voice that her vitality is slowly fading. All we can do for now is try to understand what she wants and help her meet the person she longs for. Let's go, partner. Let's find out just where this Paris guy and the Arcadia place are. Mim waves their hand and opens a door to the past. The former cast from Kronos after defeat in battle. This is the river mouth irrigated by strife. It is not raindrops that flow from this river, but the blood of the enemies that dampen the field of unceasing wars. I was born in the city of Nikador, a castle that floats below the Evernight Vale. The people here know nothing of mountains or oceans. Their mountains are piles of burning ash that litter the battlefield, and their oceans are seas of blood that flow from their enemies. That's right, this is exactly the kind of place that Castrum Kronos is. My father, if you call a creator father, was Nikador themselves, bringer of strife. My siblings used to tell me of a prophecy that Nikador had told their ancestors. Valorous death before glorious return. Only offering your life to the battlefield and becoming a sacrifice to strife is a fate worthy of pride. There is no pride in victory, and defeat is even more disgraceful act that tarnishes Krymnos. The god told their ancestors the filth of Krymnos must be washed clean in blood. Who is the loser who returned from the battlefield in shame? Who is the fly that accidentally flew into the mead of fresh blood? Who is the dirt on Krymnos that must be washed in the river of blood? Who has failed the duty of Nikador of strife? It is you, the Titankin that they created themselves. Your bloodlines are as noble as the gladiators, raising their weapons high in victory. Your mission is as noble as a priest that pierces the belly and viscera of Osing. You failed your destiny, as you were defeated in your ambush of the Akuma army and returned vanquished. You have failed as an instrument of strife, and you bring guilt on the citizens of Krymnos. Your broken body is capable of battle no more. The glory of Krymnos will smash your body that bears such shame and allow the hands of death to purify the stains on Krymnos. Children of Nikador, take your humiliated sister to the prison and have her await her fated punishment alongside her fellow coward. She makes no sound and she feels no pain. She knows that she is the one to blame. As the broken arrows are cast in rebirth, the fallen soldiers return to the earth. There are but the rules of fate. From the depths of the memory comes the clash of shackles. This is the past in the statue lady's memories, but where is she? Brother, do you know why we must imprison our own kind alongside enemy soldiers? I don't want to sit and answer your brainless questions. Obviously, it's because she was defeated in battle. That is the more shameful than an enemy soldier that battled victoriously. Does that mean, brother, that if we are defeated in battle, we will suffer the spear cast from Krymnos too? What are you so worried about? We're backline forces, and the front line is always going to be the scapegoat. Wait, someone is listening. Intruder, brother, we have to stop them. Wait, there's something not quite right about them. Perhaps they carry the blood of Nikador. The philosopher keenly senses the aura of strength emanating from your body. They have no idea that their god will be slain by you in the future. Wait, I don't think just the two of us could stop them. Why don't we just pretend we never saw them? Huh? Would that not make us deserters? You fool, if we're defeated, we'll end up locked up anyway. What's more, no one can unlock the prison gates without some form of divine power anyway. Let's just get out of here. What's obstructing the entrance? A statue of the Strife Titan presses against the cell door. Unleashing the spiraling trailblaze power, you ignite the energy within, channeling it through your arms, gathering strength enough to move mountains and rivers. It hasn't budged. It seems like you will need more practice. You're hopeless. I remember that the soldiers here rely on divinity within the shrine to function, but it seems none of the statues storing divinity are activated. The swords they're holding should be the medium for transmitting divinity. Let's see what happens when these big guys stick their swords in. Oh my gosh, what are we doing?
Light up the dawn. Huh.
Maybe the only way to get something this big to move is to use Orynyx's prayer.
Light up the dawn.
It's so nice not having to...
Huh.
Not having to actually fight. Ah. I like how it's like a helping hand, cough cough. Oh, this must be one of the ones I was missing because they're locked behind a quest line. I was like, where's this treasure chest coming from?
I've appraised it all. No fakes. Pretty good luck.
And that gets us all those. Huzzah. They all say that Castrum Krenos is a rough and boorish land, but I see that is not the case. Not only did they bring a friend for us prisoners of war, this friend happens to be a beautiful young girl. I am not a friend. I am merely a failure that must swim the river of souls alongside you, as I was unable to send your entire army to its depths. Nor am I a young girl. My armor was simply cast in the shape of a girl. Great Minesta, the statue combines the fine physique of a woman with the finesse of sculpture. Your unyielding and tenacious beauty is reflected in your face. If you ask me, you are the most beautiful girl in this city. Sharp-tongued thieves, scoundrels, and failed bandits should not seek to insult a warrior of Castrum Krenos with their wild ravings. You have so many nicknames for me, miss, but I would prefer for you to call me by my name, Paris. Alright, so since this is bringing in like the whole romance thing, Aphrodite, and this is giving, isn't there, oh, was his name actually Paris? You know, there's the sculptor who was like so in love with his creation that Aphrodite brought his sculpture to life. What was his name? Aphrodite brings a statue to life. Pygmalion. Okay, so it's not Paris. Oh, right, and then like the City of Love, Arcadia, I was like, why? That was my thought from earlier. Also, Paris in the real world is also known as the City of Love, so I wondered if that was a reference. Wait, who said that? Someone has broken in. You do not wear the armor of a Castrum Krenos soldier. Who are you? Oh, felicitations. You opened the door that not even Yanis would. You are greater than Yanis themselves. You dishonorable coward. If you wish to escape, then do it alone. What? Have you battled so much that your brain got knocked silly? If you have a brain in there, that is. Have you not heard that they plan to make us sacrifices, to dice our bodies and cast them into the soul-melting golden blood to quell the rage of Nicodor? So what? As a creation of Nicodor, defeated in the greatest blasphemy against my father, it is only natural that I cast my body into the waves of death to apologize for my failure. Are you serious? If they are the type to be appeased by seeing others diced and cast into a pot, would that not make them a titan of cooking? That actually sounds good. You dare insult Nicodor within the walls of Castrum Krenos? Guards, there's an intruder. Crash. Paris smashes his gauntlet against the archer's helmet, causing the already injured Titankin to pass out immediately. We cannot decline an opportunity to live granted us by fate, just as we cannot escape a failure fated by destiny. My friend, the stone statue is by no means light. I will need your help for me to lift her. The man lifts the body of the archer and struggles towards the exit. Well, we actually managed to lift the statue lady. He's so strong, we have to catch up with him. If they run into any guards, they'll be big trouble. We got big trouble. The sacrifices in Nicodor have escaped. How is that possible? The prison gates cannot be opened from inside. That Titankin can't walk anymore, so they can't have gone far. Shameless cowards, useless failures. In the name of Nicodor, I will not allow you to step 1 foot outside Castrum Krenos. Oh darn, my friend, what do we do? You're still trying to escape? I see. It seems that the only way when a sacrifice's limbs have already been sliced clean off that these cowards will finally accept their fate. That's the spirit. That is not the tongue of a mere citizen. Take them out for us, hero. Stop right there. Outlanders that plundered the sacrifices to our lord, you will become seasonings in my father's honey brew.
We can do it! We can do anything! For tomorrow! Tormented doubt, farewell!
The dead return!
Of no consequence. I will watch over you and guide you on your path. You just don't. Serenity is before me. The future will come. I'm still here.
Huh, isn't my partner amazing? You can say it. Wait, where did they go? This Paris guy knows nothing about loyalty. We still didn't get to ask him anything about Arcadia. Forget it. The memory fragrance is floating towards Akuma. Let's continue following the memory. The first memory. The former Akuma city gate after a victorious war. A warrior who stole my life back from the hand of shadow. When will you return from the tides wrought by strife? Elder Unknown, your wisdom in the stream that cleanses Dawncloud. You mustn't allow a speck of dust from the outside the great city to infect the clarity of this pool. Captain, do not mock me. If it were not for the soldier who is yet to return, this pool would have long since been engulfed by the black tide. But the soldiers who fought off the enemy have already returned triumphant. That Paris that you wait for has not yet returned, which means his fate is likely one of misfortune. If that is so, how can I bring myself to return to the Dawncloud and live my days in peace? If he fell in the sands of the battlefield, I shall resign my post as the elder and spend the rest of my days before the city walls in remembrance of him. Ha! This obsession of yours. I can't tell if you are crushed under the weight of Tillanton or bound by the golden threads of Minesta. You, Captain, go and see who that is that approaches the city gates. It's Paris, my savior. Praised be the three titans of fate. Lady Unknown, you are as ravishing as the day I met you. Captain Philic, your face is as overcast as ever. I see even victory cannot rid you of the melancholy in your heart. Paris, I see that even Thanatos grew weary of your incessant ramblings and cast you from the river of souls themselves. Wait, do you bring with you a spoiled war as an offering to Akuma? No, she is an escapee of the Lance of Fury that deserves our mercy. Please, you must offer her shelter. Shelter? Preposterous. Do you know how many of our kind have died at the hands of these Titankin? Wait, Captain, the throne of worlds accepts all. Do not allow your hatred to blind you to the dawn above. My name is Elder. I will vouch for her. Bring her into the city. Elder, you must reconsider. Thank you, Elder Unknown. Your kindness broadens even the heart of Kefli and crowns this holy city with even greater nobility. No need to thank me, Paris. If you had not saved my thread of fate from being cut at the black tide, this kindness would have already been lost. Do you see? The person and subordinate whom you protect is marched into the city hand in hand with the enemy. Your fathers and brothers could have just lost their lives to those very hands a few days ago. We soldiers risk our lives fighting to protect the elders, yet they are tempted by lust and throw open the doors to our enemies. That's right, with their interference of the golden thread, even Tillanton's scales becomes tilted and direction from Yanis loses its way. From the depths of the memory come the vibrant bustle of the marketplace. Paris must have already taken the statue lady into the city. Where will she be able to receive treatment, though? Alright. We have now hit 2 hours, which is our normal timeline. So we will... And I have no idea how long this is. This could be the last section. It could be many more sections. So we will... Oh, it even has a pause and save function. Oh, that's going to be much longer than I think it's going to be. Yeah, we will come back to that. So we didn't get as far into any of the storylines as I was hoping, because doing that book took way more time than I was expecting. I have picked up all of the subquests, I believe, though, so we should be good there. As you can see, lots of side quests, but they're all from Amphorius, so we are at least caught up currently with the current area we are in. So we will call that for now. Thank you all so much for popping by. We will see you all next Sunday. The time might be a little janky because I do have something.
So this was my childhood dream, huh?
cute. But the timing might be a little off because of the fact that I'll be doing something on Saturday, which will take a lot of time and potentially spill over into Sunday. But we will see. We should still be able to stream on Sunday though, so no worries there.
I will walk to the end with all your wills, no matter the cost.
Oh, that's cool. I have never seen that, that idol animation. How nifty. But yeah, so I will see you all next time. Have a good rest of your weekend and make sure you get some good sleep this week. Bye everyone!